Happy spring, everyone. Hi, it's Rhonda with Pampered Chef. Got a lot of lemons today. We're not going to make lemonade, but we're going to make a toasted orzo skillet with our lemon pepper rub, some fresh lemon, and then I have some fluted cakes already made that have a lemon cake. So it's a fun thing because I love lemon. I don't know about you, and it kind of reminds me of spring a little bit. So what we've got started already, I've got my new 12-inch non-stick stainless pan cooking with a tablespoon of oil. Already started heating up. I can feel the heat already. My burners are so big. But make sure that you're making sure things are warm, hot really, before you start putting things in your skillet, all right? Don't put your hand clear down on there like I've said in the past, but you want to feel the heat so you get that nice sizzle because you're wanting to get some browning and some fond built up so you have that great flavor, okay? So the non-stick skillet will stay heat safe here for the handle, up to 450 in the oven as well, and you can hear it popping already. So, and make sure too, I've already thawed some shrimp for this recipe. I use the strainer, and you can hear it sizzle because water and oil don't mix. So make sure your things are drained. I dropped some on, so I have a plate of shrimp that I've added our lemon pepper rub, about a teaspoon of that, and we're just going to put these in. I have the new fish turner we're going to use today, and you can hear the sizzle. And we just are going to cook these for a couple of minutes just to get them brown on both sides because the shrimp are fully cooked anyway. Just want to get them that nice brown coating, as I said, going on it. And there's a lot of moisture in there anyway, so try to get them as dry as you can in the beginning because it will bring out moisture. You can't hardly see it, but you can a little bit. I'll tip it up here so you can see the moisture, and we want to get rid of some of that with the browning. So while that's cooking, I've also then got going, we're going to take this out, going to add some onions. I have them in the food chopper. I've already chopped them up, and I had with just a small onion, truly beat it a few times. When you're using the food chopper, make sure you're probably mad at someone because it's a great way to work out frustrations. You can chop in the cap or on the cutting board as well. I've got my large cutting mat here on my large cutting board, our polypropylene cutting boards. I love them. They do go in the dishwasher as well. You can bleach them, you can sand them. It's got markings on it as well. So I've got an onion chopped up. If by chance you don't have the food chopper but are wanting to work with a regular onion, whenever you're cutting your onions, if you're going to cut it in half, so you cut it half all the way, go from root to stem so that you've got the stem still in place. That way it holds in a little bit of the smell and the flavor when you put it up. Make sure you wrap them up really well. But that will hold in some of the flavor as well as that smell. But I will take, when you're looking at the root to stem, get to a flat surface as quickly as you can when you are going to use a knife. And I just cut across ways and then follow the kind of the veins down around and then back across if I'm wanting to dice it up that way instead of using the either the manual food processor or the food chopper. Remember, choke up on your big knives. Our knives have a lifetime guarantee if you didn't know that. But anyway, we got our shrimp cooking. I've got this, the onion's already done. We want to get a little brown here. Let's get this up just a little bit more. So I'm real excited about our new fish. I don't know, ladle, spreader, I guess I would say. Spatula would be probably the correct term for it. Because you can do the metal in our new cookware, either the nonstick or the stainless steel. But you can get a lot of leverage or a lot of pieces picked up at this time, and I think that's why they call it a fish turner, because you can get under your pieces of salmon. I love to toast the salmon in here as well. So anyway, we've about got this going. The shrimp were just a little bit too moist, I think, because I still have some water buildup. But we're going to take and pull them out real quick, and we're going to add a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of butter, and we're going to do the onions and garlic for just a few minutes, okay? This this is a really quick recipe, so when you come home from work, if you've got your shrimp already thawed, by gosh, it's gonna go really quick. Probably 10, 15 minutes and you've got it done. Well, let's go 15 to 20, how about that? So anyway, I've got the shrimp out. Gonna add some butter. I did lower the heat just a little bit, because again, my burners are kind of big. So, but I like getting a little bit of flavor in there. We're gonna throw the onions in. That's great with the food chopper. You've got them already condensed in there. Take my chopper. And you realize the lid for the food chopper, since we're trying to get into warmer weather, is a great thing to make hamburger patties with. I don't like getting the hamburger up under my fingernails, so I'll just get a package of meat and then scrape it and pat it and put it out, and it's just the ideal size. Also, when you're doing your hamburgers, make sure you put your, after you've got them pressed and pulled out, put like a thumbprint, or I'll take the back of my knuckle and poke a hole, and that helps keeps it from shrinking so bad. Just as a thought on that. If you wonder why they shrink sometimes so bad, that'll help prevent it a little bit. Okay, we got those going. Then we're going to take some garlic, a couple cloves of garlic into the garlic press. And you don't have to peel the garlic. Well, if I could get the little piece in there, it would be wonderful. There we go. Our garlic, the peel will come out. There is a little cleaning tool, and I think mine is somewhere in the state of Indiana. I have not a clue where I left it. But this time, the peel just came right out. So I don't have to worry about it. If you can get it in there just right sometimes, you can keep the peel on the back side of it, so you don't even have to hardly touch it. And I hate going to bed with the garlic smell on my hands, because I sure sleep with my hands under my head sometimes. So anyway, we got twice. So you don't have to peel it, which is awesome. Do your ginger root in there as well. Kids love to play Play-Doh with it as well. So we've got the onions cooking. We've added the butter, as I said. Now those are starting to brown up. And I'm using orzo with this. I called it's a Toasted Orzo Skillet. I don't know if you're familiar with orzo or not. I truly haven't worked with it much. And it really almost looks like a big piece of rice. However, the orzo itself is a pasta. And this one is a little bit darker because it's a wheat pasta. And they only took a cup of it. I used the Easy Read measuring cups. Oh my gosh, those go in the microwave and the dishwasher. So we're just going to stir this around, whoa, as I throw it across the kitchen a little bit, and we're going to just toast this up. And it takes a few minutes for that to happen. In a couple, 3 minutes, get just the browning, just like we did with the shrimp. Add some flavor to that. There's flavor in the brown, okay? So that's why we're going to toast it up a little bit. And then we're going to add a cup and 3/4 of low sodium chicken broth. I've got it in the other Easy Read measuring cup. We've also got about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of peas in there we're going to do. So anyway, we've got that, and we're going to let that sit after we get these toasted up just a little bit. Ooh, they're doing great. But orzo truly is a pasta, not a rice. So when you're looking for it in the store, and darn, I had a dickens of a time finding it. Matter of fact, one of the neighbors loaned me this, but I finally found it. Just was timing, I think. But you will find it in the pasta section, all right? So we've got that kind of toasted up. We're going to add the broth to the orzo, and we're not going to cover it. We're just going to let it cook down like this with that, and then the frozen, I had frozen peas. I'm just sprinkling in, they'll get good and toasty in this as well. So just going to stir it up a second and then let it cook down. I've got it on about a medium heat, and it usually takes about 6 to 8 minutes to get that done. All right, so we've got that going. For you earlier, I ended up making a lemon cake. I didn't have the lemon cake mix, of course, so I ended up taking a regular yellow cake mix, and I wanted to try to make it just a little bit healthier. So instead of using milk or a lot of oil, I ended up using the no-fat Greek yogurt. And my guess is I used about 1.5 cups. I tried measuring a little bit, but I'm kind of a dumper, so I added to it. So I did that. I mixed it up. I also added 1 egg, so I used a yellow cake mix. I used about a little more than 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I also did some lemon zest. I did the small little microplane grater, and when you're zesting, because we're going to put this back in, it needs a little lemon anyway. When you're zesting, either on little microplane or the large, just scoot and go. Go once, turn it, go. Because you're wanting not to get into the lighter part, what they call the pith, P-I-T-H, because that's where the bitter part is on your lemon. If you're not going to use the whole lemon, I would take and zest it and then juice it, all right? And then put it in a Ziploc bag, something that you can keep, so the next time you need lemon, you've got it already done. So anyway, do your lemon zest with that. So I made the cake mix, as I said. It was a yellow cake mix, about 1/4 cup of lemon. I used, my guess is about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of no-fat Greek yogurt. And then I did probably add about 3/4 cup of water and 1 egg. All right, I needed it to get to a consistency that I could put in to the mini fluted pans. All right, so they spritz these out with oil. I did take, and let me grab it, dirty as it is, took the medium stainless steel scoop and put about 2 scoops into the mini fluted pan. After I'd spritzed them, of course, I think I said that. So anyway, and put them in the oven, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for that. I think these are gorgeous. Leave them out. They just are wonderful. But 1 cake mix will do 2, so you will have 12 mini cakes with this, all right? Do like egg casseroles in there. Do muffin mixes. Oh my gosh, it's kind of limited to your imagination because they work wonderfully. If you want to take and make them and freeze them up, then you've got things to take somewhere. When somebody calls and say, hey, can you want to come over and you want to take a little something but really don't have time, I would recommend putting a batch of them into the freezer if you've got room, and get that, have that ready to go, because they make a nice presentation. So I've got them made. I've made about 1 cup of powdered sugar, and I put some lemon juice and a little bit of water, and I just drizzled. You can barely see you can kind of see the little white down here at the bottom. Drizzled the lemon icing all over the top of it. And I did put a little lemon zest in there as well. This is our large entertaining platter. It's a piece of stoneware. You can see on the back. I think I can tip it a little bit. They're beautiful. So you can cook in these too, but it makes it great. If you're going to take it somewhere, it looks really nice. Then you can throw it in the dishwasher when you're done. One of my favorite words. So you may use the mini fluted pan. You could have done it in the large fluted pan. Shoot, you could have even made a skillet cake. I'll take, when I'm needing to serve and not sure how many's coming, I'll put the cake mix, spritz the grill pan out. I know it sounds funny, but it works. The grill pan, spritz it out with oil, put the cake mix in. You're going to take the handles off. You push and pull back and take the handles off because they go in the oven. The handles don't go in the oven, but the skillets do to 400. So it's a fun thing because then you can dump it out, and that just holds all the extra icing. So this is cooking down. It's a little bit, going to take a little bit longer on that. Lemons. Let's go back, since we've had kind of a theory thing with lemons today. When you're looking for a lemon, make sure it's a bright color. Try to get one that is smooth as possible. There's different types. This is a Meyer lemon, and I don't know that you can actually see. It's really smooth, and they have a little bit different flavor than, to me, the larger lemons, and I couldn't even tell you the other name of these. To me, they're a little bit more bitter. I'm not as fond of these as I am of the regular lemons, all right? But if you want the smoother skin, as I said, cut it, do your zesting first, then cut it, then run it through the juicer. And we're gonna need the juice here in a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up, cut through the big one. And I am using the large chef's knife that we have. All right, we're cooking down here. We're just letting that orzo kind of absorb all of that water that was in there, or not water, but the chicken stock. So anyway, we've got that almost done. We're gonna grate a little bit of cheese in that and put some lemon juice in here and the shrimp back in. I'll let these warm back up. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the lemon juice since we've got lemon pepper going. And the citrus press to do your lemons, limes. You can even take and quarter an orange and put it in there. We're just gonna put a little bit of lemon on there. Again, I'll end up juicing the rest of it. Let's stir that up. And we've got Parmesan cheese here. We're gonna just grate a little bit of cheese in there. Whoops, big chunk went out, that one. I've had this frozen, so it isn't as pretty as some of the other would be grating, because I don't use it often. I use it, but not enough that it doesn't go bad if I don't keep it in the freezer. So I've got the zester again going. You can top this off with some fresh parsley as well. Add some more cheese in the end as well. Okay, there we go. I think you can kind of see what we've ended up with. Here, let me just, I think we can just plate it on, because these are already cooked shrimp, so I'm not putting it back on something raw, hanging on to germs and things. Hot. Wait, there we go. There's my lunch, all right? So we've got a fun pasta, orzo pasta that was toasted, your lemon. So anyway, maybe you picked up an idea or two to help you out. If you need something, don't hesitate to contact me. You can go to www.pamperedchef.biz/Rhonda. Contact me via the website. I am on Facebook under Rhonda. I do have a new Chef Rhonda's VIP group, thanks to my daughter, Stephanie, for getting that going for me. So anyway, I hope you picked up a couple of ideas. Please feel free to share this with your friends and family. Let me know how I can help. Thanks so much and happy spring.